morning, class. Today we're going to be learning about sine, cosine, and tangent ratios. Trigonometric ratios are ratios of the lengths of two sides in a right triangle. You will use trig ratios to find the measure of a side or an acute angle. These are sine, cosine, and tangent ratios. First, we need to learn about what each of these are. Sine ratios are trigonometric ratios for acute angles that involve the lengths of a leg and the hypotenuse of a right triangle. For example, the sine of A would be the opposite of angle A over the hypotenuse, so that would be BC over AB. Cosine ratios are trigonometric ratios for acute angles that involve the lengths of a leg and the hypotenuse of a right triangle. For example, the cosine of A would equal the leg adjacent to angle A and over the hypotenuse, so that would equal leg AC over leg AB. Tangent ratios are the ratios of the lengths of the legs in a right triangle is constant for a given angle measure. This ratio is the tangent ratio. For example, to find the tangent of A, you would find the opposite leg of angle A over the adjacent leg of angle A. So that would be leg BC over AC. Something that can get really confusing is knowing when to use sine, cosine, and tangent. But something that can really help you is SOHCAHTOA. The SOH stands for sine, opposite, hypotenuse. So whenever you're using sine, you just use opposite over hypotenuse. The next is CAH, cosine, adjacent, hypotenuse. So whenever you're using cosine, all it is adjacent over hypotenuse. And lastly, TOA, tangent, opposite, adjacent. All it is opposite over adjacent. Anyone like to come up and try the first question?
Me!
Okay, Stephanie, find sine E.
Okay, well with SOHCAHTOA, since it's opposite over hypotenuse, opposite of E is 9 and the hypotenuse is 15. So it'd be 9 over 15, which equals 3 over 5. Yeah.
Now, who wants to do question 2?
I will do it!
Okay, Ellie.
Okay.
On this question, you have to find the cosine of D.
Okay. So for this one, you use CAH, which is adjacent over hypotenuse, which is 9 over 15, which reduces to 3 over 5.
Yay. For the next question, we're going to be trying to find the tangent of D. Any volunteers?
I'll do it!
Okay.
So for this one, you use adjacent over hypotenuse, which is 9 over 15, which reduces to 3 over 5.
Not quite. Actually, for that one, you forgot to use SOHCAHTOA, so you use CAH instead of TOA. So actually, it would be opposite, 12, over adjacent, 9. And that reduces to
4 over 3.
There we go. Now you got the right answer. Now that we know how to find sine, cosine, and tangent ratios for an angle, now we're going to try to find the lengths of the triangle using sine, cosine, and tangent. Now the first step is finding the missing angle in the triangle. Since you know that all the angles in a triangle add up to 180, and this is 90, and that's 53, all you have to do is 90 minus 53, and that is equal to 37 degrees. So angle B is 37 degrees. The next step is finding the length of x. Because you already have 39 degrees right here, you know that you would be using cosine. All you have to write is cosine 39 is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So x over 26. Now that you're looking at that, you just simplify that to 26 cosine 39 equals x and plug it into your calculator. Once you plug it into the calculator, you're going to get 20.2. new length of x. I taught you how to do it. Who wants to come try the first question?
I'll try. So the first thing you have to do is find the missing angle, which would be 90 minus 40, which equals 50. So the missing angle is 50 degrees.
Now that we have the missing angle, you're going to use tan to find the missing length of x. Would anyone like to come up and help? Okay, Stephanie?
Alright, since the missing angle that we found was 50, we're going to use tangent to find x. So opposite of 50 is x. So it would be x, and then the adjacent to 50 degrees is 13. So x equals 15.5.
Okay, class, now that I'm done teaching the lesson, what is it that y'all learned today?
We learned about trig ratios and when to use sine, cosine, and tangent when trying to find the lengths of the legs of a right triangle.
Do y'all have any questions still about what to do?
I still have some questions about when to use sine, cosine, and tangent, and what SOHCAHTOA stands for.
Because Ellie doesn't know what SOHCAHTOA stands for, she's going to have to fill in what each letter stands for on this little chart. So what does SOH stand for?
S is sine, O is opposite, H is hypotenuse.
What does CAH stand for?
Cosine, adjacent, hypotenuse,
What does A stand for?
tangent, opposite, adjacent.
Good job. Now that you know what SOHCAHTOA stands for, we're going to try out our own little problem. You're going to have to find the missing length of y, x, and find the sine of x. So the first thing you're going to do is use Pythagorean theorem to find the missing length. And Pythagorean theorem says that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 28 squared plus 45 squared is equal to c squared. And 28 squared plus 45 squared is equal to 2,809. Because this is squared, you need to find the square root of 2,809, and that is equal to 53. So 53 is equal to x. Now you have to find the sine of x. So what you're going to do, here's the angle that you're trying to find, and you use so it would be opposite over hypotenuse. So you're going to take sine x is equal to opposite, which is 28, over 53. Because that can't be simplified down anymore, you're going to turn it into a decimal, which would be approximately 0.5283. And that's your answer. Do you think that you understand it better now?
Yes, thank you.
Today we learned about trig ratios and when to use sine, cosine, and tangent. 7.5 and 7.6. Did y'all learn everything?
Yes.
Yay!
Do y'all think you can go and teach someone else how to use sine and cosine and tangent?
Yes!
Yay! Well, I hope everyone learned everything. Bye!